It's a little damp and muggy today. 2 days ago in California, it looked like this. I think this might be the last opportunity to wear a beanie all year. Sorry if I sound all weird today. You know, whatever. I want to do a video about forgiveness. I think forgiveness is super important, and I think it should be a #1 thing in all of our lives. So recently, my brother came to visit with his awesome wife, Christina, and they're here in town. I don't. If you guys don't know, my brother's name is Scott. He's older, about 1.5 years older, but they're in town, and it's so cool. We went to an ultrasound, and we found out they're having a baby boy. It's gonna be great. And I thought, since Scott is in town, I will tell you guys a Scott story about forgiveness. There was one time when we were little kids, we were outside, like running around in the woods behind my house, and I don't know what I did. I did something to tick my brother off, and he decided to punch me in the stomach or something like that. And from then on, of course, I told him I was gonna tell Mom, like any little kid would do. And from then on, it was a foot race, like, to get home, so that whoever can get to the phone fastest determines the fate of the universe, you know, little kids. Scott beat me home, and it was so annoying because his idea of getting me to not tell Mom was to lock me out of the house for 3 hours. I was finally able to begrudgingly forgive my brother, and now we're totally good. I think there's been a lot of times recently, especially in my life, where I have had to choose to forgive people, and especially if I didn't even really want to. But I think that forgiveness is really important in our lives. I believe that really all of us should be living a life of forgiveness. I have 2 reasons why that we should forgive others, okay? Number one is because that when you live life, you need to make connections with people. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but especially right now with the job market in California, you can't get a job unless you have connections with people. You need to connect with people, and it's impossible to connect with people when you go around and you're pissed off or you're mad at them all day. It's impossible to connect with people when you're not forgiving people, because I found out that people will let you down. But when you have trust in God, you don't have to worry about it. You can forgive people because you know they're going to let you down, and you know they're just people, but you need to love them anyway. Number 2 is ultimately this one trumps all the other reasons you can think of, is because God told us to. In the Bible, God gave us 2 commands, and one was to love Him with all your heart and soul and mind, and number 2 was to love others just as much as you love yourself. And this is so cool because it shows forgiveness, and it shows grace, and it shows the love of God. That's why it's so important to forgive people, because I don't know about you guys, but my #1 goal in life is to do what God tells me to do. So when God tells me to love others, that's what I need to do. It doesn't matter if I'm ticked off at somebody. It doesn't matter if they've totally wronged me. God tells me that I should forgive them. And that's ultimately what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm done.